You don't know Jeffrey Williams, do you?
No.
He is, however, someone who is named in your lawsuit that you have filed. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And that is a $30 million lawsuit that you have brought against someone that you didn't even see that night. True?
True.
God damn, that's pretty steep. Day 71 of the Young Thug YSL RICO trial was tedious. We get testimony from Lil Wayne's bus driver, who is currently suing Thug and Birdman for $30 million. He cries on the stand even though the judge ruled that no victim impact testimony would occur in this trial. Then we get Detective Dennis testifying about the same incident. Another rough day about the whole Lil Wayne bus shooting, which I know it's YSL, they're trying to prove it's a gang and a lot of people are involved, but it's very tedious. Hit subscribe, here we go.
And where did you retire from?
That night that I was shot. This incident happened. The night that this incident happened is when I retired.
And what was the industry that
Was he crying?
you retired from?
I work in the entertainer industry, transporting entertainers, athletes, different.
Oh, this is okay, I just realized who this is. This is Lil Wayne's bus driver.
Are you referring to the shooting in April 2015?
Yes, I am.
As a result of that shooting, do you have a pending civil matter?
Yes, I do.
And who are the defendants in your pending civil matter?
They are all listed in the 180-page police report that I have a copy of.
YSL Enterprise, one of the defendants in your civil matter.
Yes, they are.
An individual by the name of Brian Williams, also known as Birdman, a defendant in your pending civil matter.
Yes, he is.
Okay, and what about an individual by the name of Jeffrey Williams?
Yes, he is.
So Birdman, Thug, Young Money, and YSL Records.
It's been on stay since I filed it after this incident, a couple of years after the incident happened.
And do you know what has caused the delay?
I try not to. I let the lawyers handle that. I try not to get involved with that.
Do you know what is the amount of damages that are being sought in your pending civil matter?
Somewhere around $30 million. I tried counting. I think I've got over 100 different tours at least.
Damn, that's a lot of driving.
We usually either go venue to venue or hotel to hotel. We don't, this buses are usually big. Sometimes we have trailers, so we don't use the buses as a taxi cab to run around. We go from hotel to hotel or venue to venue.
Would they have chefs or cooks on the bus?
Sometimes they would.
Would they have their security on the bus?
Yes.
And were you driving for Pioneer Coaching during that time?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Doing some shows with Lil Wayne, and that was my assignment at the time. It was approximately about a month, and we were winding down. I think we had the last couple of shows left. I believe I got a text message saying that we needed to go straight to the compound, to the club where he was performing because we were behind on time.
I just realized, couldn't this be considered victim impact? Like the judge already ruled that he wouldn't let any of this in the courtroom. Brian still could be very upset about all this.
If I remember correctly, security came and walked him up to the building and down that street. The door came open and they all came rushing out. There was a lot of commotion going on, and a lot of people that weren't normally on the bus got on the bus. There was just a lot of commotion going on. Once Wayne got on, I sat there for a while because I didn't know which direction we were headed. So I was waiting to hear what they were going to tell me what we were going to do. Well, Wayne's, I think it was his manager. He came up and was yelling at me, telling me some nigga shit was going on, excuse my language. And he said there was going to be a police escort. Just follow the police escort.
And do you recall what highway they were driving you to in order for you to get back to the hotel?
If I recall, it was the 285. No, not really. I didn't see anything, really, no. It was nobody out there was on that road. It was kind of weird, but I didn't see any cars or anything. We were just driving through, and they told us to run the lights if we need to. Just keep rolling.
Once the escort pulled over, did you get on 285?
Yes, I did. Once I got on 285, within minutes, that's when the
Bro, they have tissues ready for this man? I don't mean to be a dick, and I know PTSD is a real thing and shit, but come on, brother. This man crying right now? They had a smart water ready?
That's when their car came along and started shooting at the bus.
Are you able to discern where the shots are coming from? Does it come from the front of the bus? The back?
Did he get shot?
They started at the back of the bus. They shot my engine, shot my radiator, and just started shooting all down the side of the bus. Yeah, they were back there screaming on the floor.
You said they were what?
Back there screaming on the floor.
And I see that you're crying. Why are you crying?
Objection.
Objection.
I mean, isn't this victim impact that the judge ruled that he wasn't going to let in the trial? Why does this keep happening where he lets shit in that he ruled against?
Objection to the propagation impact.
I stand objection. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you said objection, something victim impact, but why are you letting this guy cry up there, bro? I wouldn't be complaining if you didn't rule that no victim impact would be in this trial.
Heard quite a few hitting the bus. I can't count how many. I saw some flash bangs or so I can count for those.
You saw some flash?
Yeah, from the gun flash. There was about 3 that I counted, and it just seemed like it just kept coming. I saw the first vehicle that passed by, which to me it looked like I said it was a sports car. Thought it was a Corvette.
What color was that car that you saw passing?
White in color.
Did you see any other vehicles with that white?
If I recall, there was a white truck that was following.
What you thought was a Corvette and the white truck. Were they on the driver's side of the bus or the passenger side of the bus?
They were on the driver's side. They were going fast. I was doing probably 75, I don't know, 8. I was 75, I don't know, recall. They passed me quickly, so they had been doing they were getting it in too. Kept on going, and I pulled over to the side of the road, and that's when I slowed down and I saw them up ahead of me. There was nobody on the highway at the time, really, that I can recall, except Travis that was behind me. Yeah, they pulled over to the side of the road up ahead of us. I asked the security where were we headed to. He said, go straight to the hotel. And I told him we can't go too far because the bus, I couldn't see out of my mirror and stuff. So we started heading on the highway to the hotel, and that's when that vehicle, from what I observed, we got off just before we got to the vehicle. That was on the side of the road. That was our exit. We got off where the police met us.
Where did the police meet you?
As we got off the highway, and the hotel was not too far off the highway, if I recall.
I mean, worst police escort of all time. Like, how'd they f this up?
When the police met us, they're at the hotel, and I went to back down next to the hotel. That's when I couldn't back down. Well, somebody had to help me because I noticed that the mirror had been shot out. After I made sure that everybody was okay, and I checked myself to make sure I was okay, Travis to make sure they were okay, and that's when we went on to the hotel. And, well, that's when I called 911.
So were you still on the highway when you called 911?
Yes, I was.
Faces.
All right, Mr. Schardt, overruled. Mr. Adams.
Objection as to cumulative witness testimony.
All right, overruled, sir.
Judge overrules both objections to this phone call.
Yeah, we're at exit 19. We had shots fired at a tour bus that we were driving.
Okay, what interstate are you on?
We're on the 285.
285 at exit what?
19.
What is the name of the exit?
I don't know. It's 19. We're right at the 75 in the Cobb Parkway.
Okay. Are you northbound, southbound?
I'm not sure, ma'am. I'm not from here. So the white Corvette.
Do you see who was driving it? Who was in the vehicle?
No, I don't. No, I don't, ma'am.
Okay, so you passed Cobb Parkway and you're coming up on north side?
Yes.
Okay. You're going into Fulton County.
And listening to that call, how would you describe your demeanor on that call?
Objection. Speak for itself.
Overruled the objection.
Objection.
I sustain the objection to that, though.
Why did you have a calm demeanor on that call?
I had to. Somebody had been, in control of the situation, or it could have really been a heck of a lot worse.
At the time in which you were on the phone with 911, did you realize how much damage had been done to the vehicle?
No, I didn't.
What was your primary thought?
The safety of my passengers. And that's when the officers met us. When I looked at the bus and saw how it was shot up and saw how close the last bullet.
I do feel bad for this guy. I really do. I mean, if I was a tour bus driver and my shit got lit up like this, I'd probably never want to drive again either. But $30 million lawsuit, I mean, he's aiming high and tried to settle low. The
last one shot at the back of my mirror where I sit in the driver's seat. The police came on the bus, started questioning the occupants. Nobody wanted to talk to the police.
I sustain the objection.
When the police got on the bus, did they attempt to speak with anyone?
Yes.
Did anyone speak with them?
No.
That's not.
I'll overrule the objection as long as you don't tell what the other people say.
And was Lil Wayne one of those individuals who got off that bus?
Yes, he was.
And did you ever see him speaking with the police?
No, I didn't.
Which, for the record, are 2 defects in that picture.
Those appear to be gunshots to me.
Okay. And were those 2 defects there in the bus when you all left Miami?
No.
And did you notice it once you got back to the Mandarin Hotel?
Yes, we did. I did.
So obviously they're just showing all the defects on the bus. I mean, I know they're trying to prove YSL as a gang enterprise and Thug called the shots for this shooting, but I don't think there's enough solid evidence for that. There's a lot of bullet holes in this damn bus, bro. God damn.
What are we looking at, 77 Echo?
The passenger side of my bus, where the radiator is, and that was shot. Luckily, I got it back to the hotel without blowing the engine, yes. I couldn't drive it because of the damage that was done to it.
Is this the mirror that was shattered?
Yes, it is.
And where would you be sitting in relation to where that mirror is in that bus?
I'd be sitting right here.
And is that a glass window on the left side of where you circled?
Yes,
the window?
Yes, it is.
All right, Max Schardt, Shannon Stowell's lawyers up.
The bus that you were driving, Lil Wayne's security was on that bus, correct?
Yes.
On direct, you testified that you were the only person who spoke to police that night. Jim, in fact, spoke to police that night as well, correct?
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I can't say yes or no.
Well, the police asked you if you're willing to prosecute, and you, in fact, answered that you were wanting to prosecute the case that night.
Okay.
Okay. When you gave your statement to the police, you didn't hold back any information, did you?
Well, when you have a CDL, which is federally governed, I just can't choose not to speak.
I understand.
So I did what I'm supposed to do.
I understand. And you wanted to give the police as many details as possible about what you had seen.
Well, I had a job that I had to maintain.
And one of those cars, you've testified, was a white sports car, correct?
I testified it was a Corvette.
Okay, we were going to get to that. White Corvette. And you actually said that you saw flashes coming out of that car, correct?
Correct.
And the second car behind the white Corvette, I want to talk to you about that car. That was a white truck, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's what you've always said, a white truck, correct?
That's what I remember at 85 miles an hour, yes.
Okay.
I wonder why he's making that point that it was a white Camaro and a white truck.
You did not see a blue SUV that night, did you?
I don't recall that.
Okay. You do not recall seeing a blue SUV.
I don't recall that.
And you certainly did not see a blue SUV passing the bus at the time of the gunshots, correct?
I don't recall that.
So what I think is happening here is someone else is going to testify that another color car was involved, and just showing that there's inconsistent statements about the incident. Thug's lawyer Keith Adams up for cross.
You don't know Jeffrey Williams, do you?
No.
He is, however, someone who is named in your lawsuit that you have filed. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you are, as you sit here, you are a witness in this criminal case. True. You've been subpoenaed as a witness to come in and testify.
I've been subpoenaed, yes.
And you are also the plaintiff in a lawsuit that you have brought against Jeffrey Williams, right?
Yes.
Let's see, Brian Birdman Williams, correct?
Correct.
Cash Money Records, right?
Correct.
Young Money Records, right?
Correct.
Let's see, Jimmy Carlton Winfrey, correct?
Correct.
YSL, the corporation, company. Is that true?
That's true.
Okay. You have brought that suit, and you are in fact suing those individuals based on the incident that occurred on April 26th of 2015. Is that right?
That's right.
At no time on either April 25th, 2015, or April 26th of 2015 did you ever see Jeffrey Williams. Is that true?
That's true.
So Thug's lawyer just trying to separate Thug from the incident, trying to get it out in front of the jury that Thug was in a different state.
On the night of April 25th into April 26th of 2015, you know that Jeffrey Williams was hundreds of miles away when this incident occurred. Don't you know that?
I don't know that.
All right. That's not information that you've garnered during the course of your lawsuit?
It's been a lot. I don't try to recollect all that stuff.
You don't know what's going on in the lawsuit that you brought?
Yeah, I do.
And that is a $30 million lawsuit that you have brought against someone that you didn't even see that night. True?
True.
God damn, that's pretty steep. And bro didn't even get shot. I know PTSD is a real thing. Like, getting shot at is terrifying. I can imagine. But 30 mil? Like, I'm gonna keep repeating that. That's f***ing insane.
You were not able to describe to the police or any detective or anyone, any description of anyone who did any shooting on the night of the 25th going into the 26th. That's true?
That's correct.
You didn't see anyone, did
That's
you?
correct.
And it's fair to say that it's a very traumatic incident, right?
Very much so.
So much so, I mean, obviously, I've noticed that you've been upset and you were crying out. You were upset, I understand, that you've been testifying about this. Isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
Right. And we heard your 911 call. What about Dwayne Carter, Lil Wayne? Where was he when this was going on?
Objection made. What was going on?
All right. When the shooting was going on, or when you were making that 911 call, where was Lil Wayne?
He was somewhere on the bus. The curtain was drawn. I can't look behind myself and dodge bullets. So I don't know. That was not my concern at the time. My concern was to make sure that the bus was safe, so everybody would be safe.
You don't know what relationship they had to either Lil Wayne or anyone else inside or outside the club, right?
Not at all.
Okay. You don't know what had been going on inside of the club because you weren't in there, right?
Correct.
Doing what any lawyer would do, pointing out that he doesn't know shit besides the bus got shot up. He never saw anyone. He just saw the description of the cars, but then now he's suing people. I'd say a good amount of people watching this, if you were in this position and you got shot at and you saw an opportunity to sue someone, you might take it.
What you didn't see Wayne have any sort of altercation with anyone outside of the club. You didn't see that, right?
No, that's not I don't work security, so that's not my job.
Right. I mean, you didn't see that.
Right.
All you know that Wayne and these folks come back to the bus, they get on the bus, right?
Correct.
And if I heard you correctly, Wayne's manager seemed like he was kind of agitated, right?
Correct.
All right. And what you remember him saying, and excuse my language, was something to the effect of, there's some nigga shit going on.
Correct.
All right. You don't know what kind of SHIT he was talking about?
Having a clue.
All right. But these folks are on the bus, and then there is a police escort that takes you all to 285, correct?
Correct.
Wait, so the police escort only took them to a certain point and then left them? Like, why would they do that? Is it just jurisdiction or something? Like, that's just so dumb.
You started hearing shots coming, as you described, from the back of the bus, coming along the side of the bus, right?
Correct.
Right. And you're able to describe what happened during that shooting and after, but that's all you know, right?
That's all I was involved with, yes.
Right. And so in terms of who did that shooting, right? Who was shooting at that bus? You don't know, do you?
From the 180-page police report, it identified who did the shooting.
I'm asking you what you know, sir, because you were the witness, right?
Exactly.
You were the one who was present, correct?
Correct.
You were the one who was in that bus, right?
Correct.
You were the one who saw that white car, right?
Correct.
You were the one who did not see anyone or could not identify anyone in the white car, right?
Correct.
Right. So I don't want to ask you about what any police officers told you or what they came up with, but in terms of what you know,
right?
You don't know who shot at that bus.
Never said I did, correct.
You don't know why anyone shot at that bus, right?
Is there a real reason why? I don't know. But
well, you kind of sound like DJ Vlad a little bit, but that's crazy. Bro knows nothing besides getting shot up, but he's filed a lawsuit. I mean, Pee Wee Roscoe got convicted of this shooting, so I mean, but that man's probably broke as hell.
The person who's sitting over there was in Louisiana when all of this occurred. You know that, don't you?
No, I don't.
You do not?
No.
Okay. Did you allege that? Or did you confront that issue in your civil suit when the depositions were being taken?
I didn't allege that he was, I don't know where he was, so
Without really any proof that Thug called the shots and told people to do this. You can just sue anyone in the United States, like, and just allege anything. I wonder what Thug thinking right now. He's like, damn, bro. This is some bullshit. All right, so Detective Dennis is on the stand. He's testified before about other things that I don't remember because it was months ago because this trial is taking years.
We would be positioned in different positions throughout the area to help pull traffic. As people would pull up, they would tell them the price for parking, whether they wanted to pay it or not. If they were going to pay it, they would jump out the car, they would jump in their car, they would move it. I would help them keep pulling the traffic, keeping it moving.
Did the club staff give you any specific names other than YSL to keep out?
No, and I was familiar through our investigation.
Objection to this foundation. Objection to hearsay.
So the club apparently gave out instructions to not let any YSL members in?
At the date and time of this incident, we were almost 5 months into an investigation.
Were you given any specific names to keep out other than YSL?
Just Young Thug's people.
Keith Adams asked for a sidebar.
Had you heard of Young Thug?
Yes.
All right. Did you recognize him on sight? Would you recognize him by sight?
Yes.
Had you heard of his music?
Yes.
Had you listened to his music?
Yes.
So it sounds like after the sidebar, the judge, whatever he ruled up there was that they need to lay more foundation about Thug.
Had you ever met him personally?
No.
Did you see any persons who fit the description of those people you were told to keep out?
Yes.
Do you remember who it was that you saw and recognized and called by their government name?
Demeanor Garlington and Shannon Stillwell.
And do you recognize either of those persons being in the courtroom today?
I think Shannon Stillwell is. Shannon Stillwell Jackson or whatever.
Where is Shannon Stillwell located?
What is that, a gray sweater vest or something with dreads with glasses?
And who is he seated next to on either side of him?
Mr. Schardt and the blonde-haired gentleman next to him. Hey, what? No disrespect, sir. I ain't trying to disrespect the hair. My bad. Sorry.
Every once in a while, there's a moment like that where everyone's laughing, calling this old-ass hair blonde and not white.
The driver was Trontavious Stevens, or aka Lil T.
Did you know Trontavious Stevens before that night?
I knew his face, never met him. No, it was an entourage of cars. It was several cars. Because it seemed as if they were all following each other. They were all traveling southbound on Brady. Hundreds of people on both sides of the streets. You got people standing around. It's just a lot of people, a lot going on. Once I saw the individuals that I knew, I began looking in every car that was coming. I was standing right there.
Okay. How far were you from the cars?
I'm right on the yellow line, pretty much. We try to stand in the middle so we don't get hit. I said, Mr. Demeanor Garlington and Shannon Stillwell, how are you? And Lil Tick said, how the hell 12 know your name?
Now, when you speak of 12, what are you talking about?
That's slang for police.
And did you say anything else?
I did not.
What happened after you called their names?
They just looked. They didn't really say anything. I continued to pull traffic throughout the evening. Stood in the middle of the street pulling traffic. Later that night, I saw him he was in a white Camaro. While on post, another officer basically asked us to come down by where the tour buses was parked at. As we got down there, I seen a green Explorer parked. That's where the buses were down, kind of there. And then there was a green Explorer parked on the street. I see an individual take a gun out and put it on the tire of the green Explorer. Once he took the gun out, I basically took another individual and pushed him into him and grabbed the gun and pulled my service weapon. While pulling my service weapon, a female that was standing there said, "Why is this officer pulling his gun on me?" And I held the gun up and I was like, "Y'all need to get on." And everybody started scattering. The individual that put the gun on the tire, I didn't know him at that time. That was later to be determined to be Walter Murphy. When he literally took off running from us. And when he took off running, we start, just a picture is chaos. And so we're trying to pull traffic. We're trying to get everybody away and we're trying to keep from getting hurt ourselves. As I'm standing there trying to help pull people and push where they need to go, I see an individual that I recognize by the name of Quindarius Zachary. When he walked up, I basically said, "Hey, D, you need to go home." He said, "Man, you don't know me." I said, "The last 4 of your social is this, your date of birth is this, your mom's maiden name is this." He said, "I'm gone." So once he left,
he said, "You don't know me, bro." Told him his social security number, shook that motherfucker to his core. He left.
To my post because they needed me to help pull traffic. When I walked back to my post, as I'm pulling traffic, Officer Finney is telling me to stop the white Camaro.
And did you attempt to stop the white Camaro?
I did not.
Why not?
Because the car had hit the gas and I wasn't going to get hit. I saw who was standing outside of the green Explorer.
Who was standing outside the green?
One of Young Thug's sisters.
So we've heard about this situation where Walter Murphy even admitted on the stand that he had a gun and he pretty much ran once the cops saw him with a gun and he put it in the wheel well or something of the car. So not really new information here, to be honest, yet. We've seen this picture already with DK and some of Thug's sisters, I believe.
I recognized that as his Young Thug's sisters because once I was aware of the situation that was going on, the shooting of the bus, I made contact with the supervisor from the Zone 2 precinct where when Sergeant Burris called to check on to see if there was a shooting, I reached out to the supervisor to find out who was it on the City of Atlanta or somewhere else.
Did you document what you saw those persons doing that were
Yes, I wrote a police report in reference to what happened that night.
I'm sure on cross, the defense lawyers are going to pick apart this report that he wrote. But that was pretty much it for today. Not much new information. I mean, cross-examination could be interesting tomorrow. Bus driver, I mean, that was victim impact. So I don't understand how this keeps happening where victims are up there crying. Judge is just letting anything fly in this courtroom. So comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. Join the channel membership. Love you guys. Peace out.